it's like I said, it relaxes me. It's freedom. I feel free just traveling, and whenever I'm upset, and if I can afford going at least to the States, I'll go. I'll do it in 2 days. For me, it doesn't. It's not a waste of money at all.
Okay.
There are two reasons why I like going back to Portugal. One of the reasons is because I was born there. I came from there at the age of I was 5 years old. My parents always talked about it, and I love going back because mostly I love to go where I was born, and second of all because I have relatives that live there and I like going to see them. And I love the country also. But the second reason is because I love traveling and I like going back to Portugal every so often. One day I would like to go and visit Spain and Italy because I've got to so many places in Europe, but I haven't seen Spain nor Italy. And one of my dreams is to see Spain. So that's my next big trip. Well, hopefully I'll get to visit it. And
how much money do you think that you would have to save? Like, how much do you usually budget, so that you have a nice trip?
Well, it depends. It depends where I'm going. If I'm going back to Portugal, I have a place to stay, so I don't have hotels to pay. So just the airfare is very expensive. Just the airfare is very expensive. If I go in July, it's about $1,200. If I go in September, because it's low season starts, it's a little bit less expensive. It's about $800. But usually I take my vacation in July. So right away I have to save about $1,200 just for airfare. Plus, I also have to save money for my meals and souvenirs if I want to buy. And I usually buy some gifts for my relatives, my friends and my cousins who live there. But at least I have an advantage. I don't have to pay hotels because hotels can be very, very expensive. But when I went to Europe, for instance, I spent about $4,000 in Europe. I mean, Germany, Switzerland. I spent about $4,000, and we were 3 people, so it gets to be a little bit expensive. So if ever you have to go to Europe, you do have to save a lot. But it's worth every penny. I love doing it.
How long does it take you to save that money?
Well, to go to Portugal, it takes me about a year and a half about. But I kind of budget myself. I'll put a little bit of a certain amount every month, so that at the end of the year I can, and I don't touch that money because I'm looking forward to spending it when I go on a trip the following year. So you have to budget yourself.
Do you have a special bank account where you put it in,
Yes,
like a separate?
Yes, I have a separate bank account, and I do put a little bit of money each month, and I try not to touch it during the year. But my purpose is for traveling, so you really have to want to travel to do that. If you're gonna say, well, I'm gonna save money just for traveling, and then you start touching it during the year, naturally at the end of the year you won't have enough. So you have to put your mind into it and say, well, I'm gonna save this much amount each month, and it's just gonna be for traveling. Yes, because like I said, I like traveling a lot. So for me, it is important that I'm financially secure. Because I would like to do things that I've always done in the past.
Okay.
So, like, I wouldn't want to just live day to day and not be able to say, well, I want to go somewhere and not have the money to go somewhere. Yes, because if I were to live on my own and pay rent, well, first of all, I wouldn't be able to afford a brand new car or go on trips every year. So yes, it is. There is an advantage of staying at home. I do help my parents with the rent or with the groceries or certain expenses, but it's not as if you were to live on your own and have to pay the full rent and have to pay full meals. All the expenses. There is a difference, and it is one of the reasons why I do travel, and I did buy a brand new car. One to live on my own, either to get married or to simply live on my own. But for now, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable living with my parents. Not so much of financially wise, but also because they, like I said, they do respect my privacy, and I do have privacy, and I feel good living with them. I'd love to buy a house one day, and mostly because I like gardens, and I like to work in a garden, so I don't think I would want to live, pay rent for the rest of my life. Yes, I would like to buy a house. It doesn't have to be a big house. It can be simply a small house that's comfortable, where I can comfortably live in. So yes, I do. One of my dreams is to buy a house one day. Yeah.
Yeah, bye. Bye. Bye.